Hi there internet and welcome back to Tech Cravers. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but finally a new Handheld from Anbernic. For a while there I was honestly getting a kind of burned out, but now I've actually been missing a new release. So here it is, the Anbernic RG557. At first glance it looks a lot as its little brother, the RG556, but under the hood it's supposed to be a whole different story. But before we get into that, check this out. Anbernic sent over this incredibly yellow case along with this device. Seriously, this might be the yellowest case I've ever owned, but I actually kind of love it. It screams fun and it's always nice to have somewhere to stash your handhelds. Now, whether you're a long-time handheld collector or just curious about what Anbernic's been cooking up, the RG557 definitely has some attention-grabbing features and maybe even a few surprises under the hood. So go grab a snack, sit back and get ready, because we're about to take a closer look at what could be Anbernic's most interesting release in a long time. Let's jump into it. The packaging has definitely had a bit of an upgrade since last time. While the RG556 stuck to Anbernic's usual design at the time, with just an outline of the handheld and the name tucked down in the corner, the RG557 goes for a slightly more modern look. You get a grayscale image of the device front and center with the name printed boldly across the middle. Other than that, the box is clean, just a color indicator and the usual CE markings and certifications. The inside of the box has definitely been upgraded too. While the RG556 was packed in a thin plastic tray that basically just held the device in place, the RG557 is nestled in a much sturdier layer of protection foam. It looks like it could easily absorb a bump or two without any issues. Along with my device I also received this SD card, which according to the label is 256GB and packed with games. As always, I strongly recommend using a high quality SD card of your own and loading it with your own games. Not only for performance and reliability, but also because buying a preloaded card like this comes with a pretty big legal grey area. That said, for the purpose of this first impressions video, we're going to pop it into the device a bit later and see what we're dealing with. Aside from the SD card, you also get a screen protector, a quick start guide and a charging cable, or in other words, the usual accessories we've come to expect from Anbernic by now. And here it is, the Anbernic RG557 in all its glory. The unit I've got here features a bold, glossy, transparent purple shell. Unlike the smoky translucent finishes we've seen on previous models, this one is almost crystal clear, giving you a full view of the internal components. It's eye-catching, playful and definitely stands out on the shelf. If that's not your style however, don't worry, it's also available in a more classic solid white version, for a sleeker understated look. Design-wise, it keeps the same ergonomic form factor as the RG556 with comfortable hand grips and nicely balanced weight. One thing I'm really not a fan of though is the extremely small caps on the analog sticks. Sure, they make the device feel a bit more pocket friendly, but at the cost of comfort and control, I definitely wouldn't want to play anything that requires precision or tight analog input with these. Here's a quick comparison with the stick caps on AYN's Odin 2 Portal, just to give you a sense of size difference. It's a pretty noticeable gap, especially if you're into more demanding titles. I mean, sure, you can always swap them out for your own stick caps if you want to, but straight out of the box, they're really not that great. The first time you boot up the RG557, you'll be greeted by Anbernic's new quick setup guide. It walks you through basic things like choosing your language, connecting to Wi-Fi, and once you're done with those steps, the system will automatically download and configure the necessary apps for you. In other words, minimal efforts on your part. Once setup is complete, you're dropped straight into a clean Android environment, no heavy skin or weird UI on top, which I really appreciate. You got the usual Android home screen with pre-installed apps like Aether SX2, RetroArch and others already laid out for you. Navigation is snappy thanks to the powerful internals, and you can move around using the touchscreen or the controls, both work seamlessly. It's basically like using an Android phone but with buttons and joysticks built in, ready for gaming. Before we dive into the specs, I just want to quickly show it side by side with its predecessor, the RG556, which I have here in a black variant. Visually, the two are nearly identical, except oddly enough the 556 actually has larger analog stick caps than the newer 557. The black finish on the 556 also has a bit of texture to it, which makes it feel more secure and comfortable in my hands. The transparent purple on the 556, while super cool to look at, is completely smooth, almost like holding a glass device. It looks great, but when it comes to grip and comfort, it leaves a bit to be desired. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but if I had to point out one flaw with the shell, that would be it. But aside from that, I honestly love the overall design, and even though the analog sticks are on the smaller side, they feel responsive, and I really like the RGB lighting underneath. It gives the device a premium feel that stands out. And yes, you can control the lighting through software if you want to tweak it. The action buttons also feel great. They use rubber membrane, so there's no loud clicking, just a soft, satisfying press that's perfect for longer play sessions. Up top we got stacked shoulder buttons, clicky L1 and R1 and analog L2 and R2 with nice amount of travel. They feel surprisingly good, and it's actually really comfortable to rest my index fingers on them while playing. Aside from the shoulder buttons, the top of the device also features a fairly large fan exhaust for active cooling, a battery LED indicator, volume controls and a power button that also doubles as a sleep-wake button. It's a clean layout and everything is easy to reach without having to shift your grip. The D-pad is fairly stiff but has a slightly rubbery feel to it. It's not my favorite design when it comes to D-pads, but I have no reason to think it won't perform just fine for retro games, or even fighting games for that matter. Nothing too groundbreaking on the underside. We got two down-firing stereo speakers, a headphone jack, a USB-C port for charging and video out, and of course a slot for micro SD cards. On the back there's a fan intake near the bottom, and aside of that it's pretty minimal with just the model branding. That said, it actually looks really nice through the transparent shell. You get a cool peek at the internal layout, which adds to the overall aesthetics. Some might say that the RG557 is a big handheld, but honestly, next to my current go-to, the AYN Odin 2 Portal, it actually feels kind of compact. It's interesting how quickly your sense of size shifts when you're used to beefier devices. The RG557 ends up feeling more portable than you'd think, without sacrificing too much screen or comfort. Before we jump into a few gameplay clips, let's quickly go over the specs packed into this handheld. The RG557 features a 5.48-inch AMOLED display with OCA full lamination and a sharp 1920 by 1080p resolution. Under the hood, it's powered by the Dimensity 8300 processor. It's an octa-core setup, one running at 3.35 GHz, 3 at 3.2 GHz and 4 efficiency cores at 2.2 GHz. For graphics, it's backed by the Mali G615 MC6 GPU. You also get 12GB of LPDDR5X RAM and 256GB of super fast UFS 4.0 storage. The device runs Android 14 right out of the box and supports Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3 for modern, stable connectivity. For sound, it's equipped with high-fidelity dual stereo speakers, and you can expand storage via microSD up to 2TB. Battery-wise, you're looking at 5500 mAh lithium battery, offering around 8 hours of gameplay on a full charge. It supports Android games and over 30 different types of emulators, and comes preloaded with the Rixel HK app for downloading games, though as always I recommend using your own legally sourced ROMs. All in all, it's an impressive list of specs for a handheld in this form factor. But now it's time to put the RG557 to the test with some emulation, and I'm jumping straight into the most demanding thing I plan to run on this device, PlayStation 2. First up is God of War 2, and I have to admit that I'm genuinely surprised by how well it performs right out of the box. I've got the CPU set to high and the fan set to auto mode, both of which can be easily adjusted from Android's drop-down menu at the top. At least during the first 5 minutes of gameplay, I haven't run into a single hiccup, slowdown or anything else that would make the game unplayable. It's been a rock-solid experience so far. Next up is Top Gun, also on PS2, and I just have to clarify, I'm running everything through the Aether SX2 emulator, which comes pre-configured from Anbernic. I haven't touched a single setting. That means the games are running at 2x native resolution, so they actually look better than they did back in the day. And just like with God of War 2, I'm not experiencing any lag or slowdowns here either. Everything is running smooth and at full speed. Last up is Devil May Cry 3, and it runs absolutely beautifully as well. The Dimensity 8300 chip is really impressing me when it comes to PS2 performance. It's handled everything I've thrown at it so far without breaking a sweat. I'm definitely looking forward to testing it on other platforms too, like GameCube, Wii and even Wii U. And hey, if there's a specific game or platform you'd like to see tested in an upcoming video, drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to make it happen. So that's a first look at the Anbernic RG557, a handheld that really surprised me with both its build quality and performance, especially when it comes to PS2 emulation. It's not perfect, there are a few design quirks, but overall it's a solid step forward for Anbernic. I'll be diving deeper into other platforms soon, so if there's a specific game or system you'd like to see me test in an upcoming video, don't forget to leave a comment down below, I'd love to hear your suggestions. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or even comment down below. If you want more content like this in the future, don't forget to subscribe to Tech Cravers for more. That's it, Tech Cravers out.